This is reddogterrain. Welcome back to the shed. Today we're building Mordheim. I don't play war games. I've tried. I have nothing against them. They're just not my thing. But I don't mind building for them. I watch a lot of crafters on YouTube, and some of them got me interested in Mordheim, especially people like Summon Lesser Maker. And that got me interested in building for Mordheim. I like the look of it, I like the lore of it, plus, stuff I would build for Mordheim would definitely fit into a D&D game. Before I go any further, I want to give a huge shout out to my new friend, Iko the Goblin. He's getting into a career in video editing, and he reached out to me and asked if he could edit this video. I was glad to hand it off to him. So if you notice this video looks a little different and is much higher quality than all the others, that's why. And if you're interested in his service, I put his email in the description. Thank you, Iko. I had the idea of the remnants of a building where the top half had begun to topple, but the people propped it up. I started with a base of cheap dollar store foam board. I kind of planned out the sizes and location. I cut out some jagged shapes, and I wanted a second floor that was significantly taller than the first. After a little work, I had a corner piece. I knew I wanted a variety of textures and lines and materials. The base would be stone with thick timbers on the corner. Above the stone would be an inch of horizontal cladding with thick timbers in between where the second floor meets the first. I weathered the wood with my gnarly wire brush. It's so easy and effective for that distressed wood look. More thick timbers to make the base of the floor, and a stone piece for the central column. To make the floorboards, I dragged craft sticks across my saw upside down in a vise. It shredded nicely and made great texture. Another easy but effective technique. I broke the craft sticks and laid them down as floorboards on the first floor. With the basics of the building done, I made a few bricks on my proxel. Then I put them in a shaker with a bunch of jagged rocks and tumbled them around. You get random bumps and divots, and the edges round off. Nothing better. While I glue down these bricks, I want to thank the band Aya for the use of their music in all of my videos. This song is called Naga, and it's off their fourth album. I cut up a few more pieces for the horizontal cladding. To help distinguish them from the timbers, I textured them downwards. Using the same gnarly wire brush, but instead of going side to side, I went up and down. If you're enjoying this video, or anything you've seen on the channel, please give it a like and a subscribe, or leave a comment. Let Iko the Goblin know what a good job he did with the editing. After I'd built everything is when I did the scary part. With my X-Acto knife, I cut it up and broke it in half. I'm going to stop talking so you can experience this stress along with me. I had to cut a few angles so it would fit better, but once I had it where I wanted, I glued it in and pinned it down. Once I was done, I spent a fair amount of time trying to figure out all the angles and placements of the beam that would hold it up. Looking at it now and thinking about it, this is such a ridiculous building. People would have to run out with these huge wooden beams and try and catch part of the wall as it was falling. No way. Everything got coated in the secret sauce, which is of course just black paint and Mod Podge. Off camera, I textured the edge of the interior walls. Most of it would get covered up though. Then I painted the interior walls a base coat of khaki. The cladding on the outside got painted in a mossy green. After that, the stones would be painted a dark gray, and then everything would get a brown wash. The beams creaked, the stones slid, the walls broke, and the wallpaper shredded. The townsfolk had been mindful of this old dilapidated building. As the top half began to topple, they all ran. Everyone except one lone, brave wizard. With a swirl of his hands and the murmur of ancient words, large magical hands gripped the falling debris. Even though it was well above him, the force of the falling building against his magic pushed him back. As he dug his feet in the ground, he yelled, "Get some timbers. I can't hold this for very long." Well, that explains it. Magic. Yep, magic is why this building looks the way it does. I added cork pieces and rubble and sand around the base. I really shouldn't have painted the building so early, and ended up having to repaint most of it anyways. Lessons learned. Oh, this is my favorite part, wallpaper. I googled old wallpaper, adjusted the sizes, and printed them out at work. After getting the best measurements I could, I cut them out, tore off the edges, and glued them in. I think it adds so much to the building. It makes it look more realistic, like people with real lives and personalities once lived here. As I put down another wash, I'll let the music play out and head to the final shots.